Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. There may be some technical difficulties here. I've been working on morning to bring my system back up. They took it down again. Everything's set up, established, working. With some extra equipment, they still took it down. So they take it down, I bring it up. They take it down, I bring it up. That's been my situation for the last 30 years. And maybe I'm sure they get tired before I do, because I'm not going to get tired. Because I got the truth on my side. Anyway, brothers and sisters, because of those issues for the last few hours, trying to resolve them, so I had to put some patches in, temporary patches, temporary fixes, and get this presentation going today. So I'm going to be a little more brief than I anticipated on being. There may be some sound difficulties. I'm hoping it's not the case. I did some testing, but still may be. So I'm going live on YouTube and Facebook. So if it's one of them fails, I can bring the presentation onto the other one. So brothers and sisters, I got a few things I want to talk about. I have quite a few things actually. So I'm going to have to be brief. First I want to start out, I just want to, they had this little broadcast today, NOI. I just want to get that out of the way. I watch these things. It's hard to justify watching them, but that's the issue I have to deal with, so I have to pay attention to it. I have to deal with those demons. And it's remarkable how much they lie. I mean, they're getting worse and worse. I mean, I didn't think anybody could do as bad as they do. They don't have no connection to truth whatsoever. They say anything. They say 5 + 5 = 59. And everybody, yay. That's deep, man. That's some deep stuff. That's where they roll. Everything he says is a confirmable lie. I mean, easy. Check it right away. Easy. Everything he says is a certifiable lie. Okay? But you see, they address some points I'm making. So now they're trying to, say Farrakhan's the only one that stands for the females, which is a lie. He doesn't stand for, he abuses me. He exploits them. And I didn't make notes all the things, and I forgot some of it because I've been so busy working with these things here. So I'm going to try to recall as many as I can, as quickly as I can. Because they were saying things that's demonstrably false. Oh, one thing he said, Farrakhan is how he said he's about to make an ascension or whatever. He's going to ascend right into hell. Well, he's making an ascension, right? And that's why all these plagues are happening. Are you serious? Right? And then they kept quoting scripture, but that's one thing they said. I was going to include this in here, but like I said, because of the time situation and all that, I didn't get time to do that. But it was quoting the thing about if my people who are called by my name. See, now you think I'm talking about us? You got to read the whole thing carefully. But at the end it says, "I will," if they return, because man, they're doing us evil stuff. It ain't us. So he would heal. The quote, the actual verse said, I will heal their land. That's what it says. He read the whole thing exactly. When he got to that part about there, he said, the land. Why? The same reason why they don't speak the whole Abrahamic covenant, just sit part of it. Because if you say their land, which actually was there, if you go back and look at it, it says he read the whole thing. But why he got the and there is two different words. The land, if they say their land, that means they couldn't be talking about us because we ain't got no land. We don't have a land. So they heal Africa, I will heal their land. We don't have a land. That's why he did that. They're demonstrable liars. He said, I'll heal the land. Because he said what actually said their land, and Revelations tell you that there's a curse on everybody even changed one word. They play games like that. That's why they curse. That's why Farrakhan has ass blowed up. Because he's a liar. He's a thief. Says he's the only one that stands up for Elijah. I was there when he was bad mouthing Elijah. I was there. So, we could be having a nation. We could have stores. You had all of that. And Farrakhan had tore it down. He was with Wallace, and you never heard him say one bad thing about Wallace, even though Wallace tore everything down, bad mouthed his father, cursed the whole thing. So why would he be speaking against Wallace? No, he speaks against Wallace in a very favorable way because he was with Wallace. He was standing toe to toe, shoulder to shoulder, face to face with Wallace when they tore everything down. I was there. I was present, not secondhand. I was there in Chicago from 70 to 75. I was there. He's bad mouthing the messenger and everything. He does not represent the messenger. He's the only one who represents. He does not represent. I give $1,000 to anybody that can prove to me in any kind of way he represents the messenger. He does not represent the messenger of Elijah Muhammad. Right? He's shit. He's a pile of shit that's covered himself with the honey called Elijah Muhammad. And when you get finished sucking that honey, sooner you're going to taste that shit and realize that you've been fooled, tricked. But if you're a demon, it doesn't matter because you have no choice. Because he's shit covered with honey. He covers himself with the Nation of Islam, Messenger's name, Messenger's books, right? And uniforms and everything else. And nothing in there inside represents Elijah Muhammad. Nothing. We're not going anywhere. Elijah Muhammad said, we be fools to stay here. We own America. Elijah Muhammad said America will be burned up, destroyed. That's where God came to destroy it. But he said we ain't going anywhere. All this kind of stuff. All you got to read the lesson. Devil ain't devil anymore. All this satanic Jewish stuff and all that kind of stuff. See? So the thing is, he's a major liar. He's just a pile of shit, covered himself with the honey called Elijah, and you're falling for it. Because anybody, you don't have to have known Elijah. You don't have to have been an Islam. You don't have to have been a Muslim, anything. You have to be any of that. All you got to do is read what Elijah Muhammad, go out there and see what, on YouTube, see what Elijah Muhammad was saying about we'd be fools to stay here in the land of our imprisonment. That America was totally burned up. But Farrakhan says, no, we're going to stay here. We ain't going anywhere. And all this kind of stuff. So and lessons, totally against the lessons. And bringing devils in. He's going to reform the devils. And I'm just going to say, I'm going to leave it there. Brother says, so if you're still deceived by him, you want to be deceived. Or you're just an idiot, or you're a demon. Or you're just an outright agent. So I'm going to leave it there with that. I mean, I said I had a lot more to say, right? But they're doomed. And they totally, I mean, they can't keep two sentences without contradicting each other. First they say, God's a man, Master Muhammad's a man, all this kind of stuff. And then the next thing they tell you, he's the one that raised the prophets, he's the one that done this, he's the one that created in the womb and all that kind of stuff. What God are they talking about then? See, they don't let you ask the question. That's my question would be, wait, hold on. You said Master Muhammad is the God, right? Then who's the God that made us in the womb? Who made him in the womb? See, that's where you get him right there. Case closed. Because they have to tell you somebody else. Then who is this somebody else? Because they already said that Master Muhammad praises somebody. So if he's the God, who is he praying to? They out there. They might. I don't think they delete that tape. In fact, I should take, and before they do delete it, I should take and just copy it. Master Muhammad praise. I told him, man, you don't get out of here. I said, don't you listen to anything that fool be telling you? You say you follow him. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that there because I said we're gonna move on, brothers and sisters. So I got a couple of things. A point I definitely want to make. I am not gonna forget it. I got to make this point today. Right? The snare, the great snare. Now my mission. See, what's my mission? I'm talking about the great snare here. What's my mission? My mission primarily is to get my people home. Right? Skinny brown sisters. I got two sisters working here, and one of them is uncorporated. Get our people home. Mm-hmm. And then to accomplish that mission, at first I have to get them out of here. And to get them out of here, right, I have to get them out of the grips of massacres. Remember, they got a grip on them. And the plagues are coming to force them to let us go. But it says, those who dwell, it says that time will come as a snare upon those who dwell upon the earth. Now, the earth represents European countries, but we're the only nation. See, they don't want to call us a nation. That's why they got, when Elijah Muhammad out, because he was saying, we're a nation. They don't want to call us a nation, because they want to talk about the Uyghurs and everybody else. No, we're a nation. We're the only nation still under authority of European countries. That's why I said in the Revelation, blessed are those who keep their garments. See, because we was told to submit, we did. And so Pharaoh says, that's bad. No, we did what we supposed to do. God found us in submission when he came here. Now he's come to reward us for, because it said, told the angels to submit to Adam, and we did. That's no story altogether. I'm not going to that here, brothers and sisters. But they didn't want to let us go. And it said, they will come upon those who dwell upon earth as a snare. So they're talking about us. What's a snare? A snare is something that catches animals normally to eat them. Now, that's my mission. I got to get you, before I can get you out of here, I make sure you don't get caught in a snare. Because I've been telling you, they got plans against you. I haven't told you all their plans, because something I just can't tell you. I told you I can't tell you without telling them. Because they know what I know what I'm telling you, then they'll change it, they'll find another way to get around it. Or they try to get rid of me, but they've tried in the past. They haven't been successful. I don't think they're going to try again. So they take down my, because remember, they monitor everything I'm doing. So they knew I was going to get this presentation today, because they didn't want me to get this presentation I'm giving. Well, you'll see when I get into it. Because some things it says you have to give it to in due season. Now, if I had told you about this trap 20 years ago, I said, oh man, well, it wouldn't matter. It's going to matter 20 years, man. Well, I worry about something that will happen 20 years from now. But I told you 10 years ago, same thing. See, 5 years ago, same thing. Even a year ago, you might say, oh man. See? But if you tell somebody something happened soon, then it registers. See? And what I've been doing for the last 30 years, I've been building that message. That's what it said with that. Build that message, like sowing seeds, building that message until I told you I was making it clear. I've been telling you. I make it clear and clear and clear as we get closer. Tell you exactly. Because at some point, they don't have a chance to react. So I can tell you, but I have to still tell you before you step in the snare. I can't tell you after you step in the snare. I see you get closer to it. But I tell you before, they move the snare. They move someplace else, and they come find some other trap. Or they know about that snare. So let me find another one. Find another trap, move it someplace. So I got to tell you, right, just before you step in the snare, right, before they have a chance to set up another one someplace else. So you can avoid and get the hell out of here. That's my mission, brothers and sisters. That's my primary mission. And part of that mission is get rid of demons, because you suffering from demon plague. So I got to get them off of you and get you and get your you have to have thorough knowledge of self. That's why Master Muhammad said, you will not leave him unless you have thorough knowledge of self. That was my mission, to accomplish those things. And I'm in the process of accomplishing them. And we're going to talk about a few as we move along. See? So why am I talking about this at this point? Because I'm going to talk about some more a little later on into it. Because as I was saying, see, they land a trap, but they're watching me because they know when I'm revealing their secrets. They don't want me revealing their secrets. That's what prophets do. Prophets reveal their secret. They tell you what's going to happen before they do it. That's what a prophet is. They probably tell you about something happened 20 million years from now. They're like foresight to tell you, watch out for this, watch out for that. If you listen to them, that's you're a believer, then you'll survive and you'll make it in. You'll make it pass. If you don't listen to them, you're a disbeliever, then you get caught in the traps. That's basically the idea of a prophet. To see what you can see in the future, see things that are laid ahead for you, so you avoid them. See? So they knowing this, because that's for the last week or so, that's why I've been focusing on this. And I've been saying more and more detail, more and more. I'm going to get some more detail today. More and more detail because we're so close to it. That's why I'm telling you now. I can't tell you the exact date, but I can tell you we're at it. We're at the door. Master Muhammad, he has to pull that trigger. As I said, if you read it, it says, I bring division, but it says, I said, I'm not paraphrasing. It says, I'm bring fire upon the earth, right? But at first I have to go to baptism, and I'm in distress until it's accomplished, right? Because I'm telling, I want to imagine I'm going to make that move right now. But I know we can't make it right now. He can. But the point is that I understand that move is made right now. A lot of people would be messed up because they ain't ready yet. They ain't not quite ready. Almost. Cake is almost baked. A few more minutes. So you have to be patient. That's what it says. It says, "Soon I'll be under stress until it was accomplished." So I bring mother against father. Mother against father, father against son against daughter, that kind of stuff, right? Bring fire. And that's what you see in the world today, all this conflict. See? But this conflict because Farrakhan's is saying, oh boy, these people. Anyway, so I anticipated that once, because this is like all my 30 years of coming together, because this is what I've been building on, getting you ready for this, getting all information out there, right? So I could tell you this at the right time, but you have all the background information. Because I keep telling you, I make it simple. This is the trap they got set for you. This is one of the main ones. They got some other ones. This is one of the main ones. A trap set for you. It comes as a snare. A snare, I told you, snare to catch animals. Primarily to eat them. That's why I use that terminology. This is one of the traps they have set for you. One of the main ones. It tells you that. It says, but it tells you, it talks around it. Like, flee. Flee from what? Flee from who? See, so I give you all the background. See, if I just sit and try, like I said, at first I can't tell you before time. I have to tell you what's going to make a meaningful effect, right? But also, I have to, let me say, how should I say it? Well, anyway, the bottom line is I can't tell you before time, right? And I can't sit around and have like a 5-hour trying to tell you everything, because that doesn't work either. So I've been building up to it, and those who've been paying attention, because some people are paying attention, right, that works around me, right, or familiar with me. Some people you don't know about, and there's other people watching in the background, because the people on Farrakhan's and I definitely paying attention to this. So I know there's much more bigger audience than they try to lead me to believe. So all this information is coming together. Okay. When I tell you, brothers and sisters, this is like all this stuff I've been this is the point. If you go back and look at everything I've been saying, right? This is making it crystal clear. I can't make it any more clear than this. I got some more things to tell you, because every time I tell you more and more and more. I make it clearer and clearer and clearer, and I bring everything into focus. I'm not adding new material that's outside of everything I'm talking about. Everything focus on what I'm talking about right now. And remember, if it's a trap, they don't want you to know about it. And so all of a sudden, see, people come out of woodwork. Like I said, my whole system went down. I put some new stuff in everything, backups and everything, and it went down. Took it all down. And then they got people trying to minimize it. That's why I don't trust anybody. Because I make it very clear, then you got people going in and distort it. Try to make it something else. I don't trust anybody. See? Martin Luther King was killed. They found out later on that all the people was around him, that he was his faithful advisor and everything, was all FBI agents. I don't trust anybody. Because this message is very clear. There's no room for distortions. So we make distortions. I got to be wondering, who are you? What are you doing? Why are you doing that? See? Because we ain't playing no damn games here. And I don't trust anybody. Nobody. See? Because this message is crystal clear. And this is the message they don't want to present you because it's too clear, because I'm actually exposing the trap clearly. And there's much more that's in the background, you know, because the Quran says they reveal little and hide much. That means there's a lot of scriptures you don't even know about. They're hiding. That's even more clear than what I'm saying, right? But the angel unlocks. So I don't need them. But you need them. But even with them, it might not matter with you, because I could give you a whole book. They could somehow a book come up, a book from prophet somebody, and you know Jeremiah, extra book, and it's telling you outline. You put your name and everything, and you would pay attention. Because that's why some of you end up on the dinner table. The trap. The trap. So let's move on into this, brothers and sisters. Like I said, I kind of put a little quickly. I said because I ran out of time. I was spending hours trying to even get back up. I'm not even sure I know my audio is not up to par. I had a chance to really, take and tweet it, tune it, fine tune everything else. So anyway, you see this? Listen to this carefully. Now this is clear. There's no confusion here. I explained it very clearly. Then I said, hear now, O leaders of Jacob, you rulers of the house of Israel, should you not know justice? Now most people read that and they think they're talking about Israel itself, because we rule Israel. They say, hear now, O leaders of Jacob, you rulers of the house of Israel. Because remember I told you we are Jacob. See, they actually confirm what I've been saying. But you think they're talking about, it's like, if you talk to America and you talk to the president, and because that they're your leaders and everything, but we don't know who is our leaders. We don't rule ourselves. We're a nation, right? That you rulers of the house. Who's ruling our house? We're not ruling our house. They are. That's talking about the devils. That's what we're talking to. They're talking about our king. We don't have a king. We don't have a parliament. We don't have a legislature. We're ruled by someone else, by the devils, fake Israel. That's very clear if you read it carefully. Should you not know justice? What it says, you don't think you won't get consequence for what you've been doing? That's a question. Should you not know justice? In other words, you don't think justice is coming to you for what you've done? That's another way of saying, should you not know justice? In other words, you shouldn't receive justice for what you've done, or even they've done to us. You leaders of Jacob, because what they've done to us as rulers. So I think that's clear enough. Maybe it's not clear enough, but the point is this next one is definitely clear. You hate good and love evil. Well, Farrakhan says us, right? Anyway, but listen. Now, how can you mistake this? I made this very clear. So how in the hell? See, this is. You tear the skin from my people and strip the flesh from their bones. Now, they would have you believe that this is referring to the past. Yes, some of these things did happen during the Holocaust, but that's not what he's talking about here. My point is that this is what's going to happen. They don't want you to think, because that's the snare. If they say, oh, that happened, somebody got caught in that last week or something, right? You ain't going to watch out for it. This is something that you're walking into, and they're going to do anything they can to get your attention off of it. Like try to make you think, well, that was happening in the past. So you keep walking along. Hey, man, that's something I ain't got to worry about what happened in the past. I'm watching everybody. I don't trust nobody. Because you don't play with this damn message, because this is very clear. Our people's lives are at stake, and if you bullshitting around with this, something wrong with you, I'm watching you. I've been 30 years to build up this message, deliver this message. I got people walking around trying to distort it It ain't just one person. It's many people. You have no idea what they're going back. I know a lot of stuff you're not aware of. I knew this would happen. I knew people tried to store because this is a mess. They don't want, because it's SNARE. It says a SNARE, and they don't want you to know. They want to keep it a SNARE. They want to keep it hidden from you. And anybody's going to reveal it, they're going to try to stop them from revealing it. So some of my sisters just go down. I mean, I hear all kinds of, ever since I've been talking about this clarity, I've had all kinds of system problems. And today it's crashed the whole thing. See, I could have just gave up. I spent all this time figuring out how to get around it. See, so I still got more work. Like I said, I put patches and stuff in. I don't have it like I'm supposed to have it, right? But I got enough to hope to get, at least get this much out. You hate good and love evil. You tear the skin from my people and strip the flesh from their bones. Now, watch this carefully now. Anybody mess around with this mess, got trouble. I've been 30 years building up towards this because we're at the door right now. You don't screw around with this one. See? I would, because I know they send agents in on me. I know that. See? And sometimes, you set a trap for people. Then you see who raised their head. Like the line Malcolm you said, right? You throw a brick, right? And the first one start hollering at him, that's the dog, right? The one that got hit. That's the one that's yelping, that's the one that got hit. See, there people think when they play no damn game here, they're gonna find themselves in a world of hurt. Effing around with this. You eat the flesh of my people after stripping off their skin and breaking their bones. You chop them up like flesh for the cooking pot, like meat in a cauldron. This is the trap that's about to happen. This is not talking about something happened in the past. Because if it didn't happen in the past, right? If you want to take that, we're talking about the past, then why are you concerned about it right now? If it ain't happening right now, if it happened 100 years ago, whatever. The trap. And they don't want you to see that, so you got people around trying to distort it. Well, when it's very clear. You want to get on the wrong side of me, F around with this. You F around my people. I ain't been 30 years getting this mess out for this kind of bullshit. So you want a war, mess around with this message. See, I've been very patient. I'm waiting for Master Muhammad to act. But you want a war, mess around with this message. This is what I've been doing to save my people from this trap. This is one of the final traps they got. That was a flee. That's what the whole thing is about. I never revealed exactly what the bottom line was about. Right? I said flee, they're going to try to kill you. But I never told really the essence of it. Because I did, they would find some kind of way to neutralize it. And it's too late now. Because it's true, because this is about to happen. This is going to happen very soon. So they can, so they do the best they can right now, trying to downplay it, make it look like it happened in the past or whatever. Because they see you closing on the snare, and you watching. You watching your step and everything. Oh, why you watching your step, man? Come on, let's move faster. You got to watch your step, man. That snare been going, man. That snare was, that was something happened was last week, whatever. Let's move faster. Don't pay attention. Man, you ain't got a ring over nothing. This path is clear. That's what you're getting from everybody. If somebody come and tell you this is, well, they're referring to this happening in the past, that's exactly what they're doing. Now, whether they do it intentionally or unintentionally, it don't matter to me. Because they don't tell me, oh, I didn't intend to knock you. I didn't intend to roll over you the car. Oh, I feel better now because you didn't intend to do it. See, I don't play those stupid games. So if you did that unintentionally, then yours is bad because you should have paid attention because it just wasn't serious enough to you to pay attention to it. A lot of people in hell, they said the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I'm really pissed off. I'm telling you, I'm angry. I spent plenty of time putting this together. I took my time, put this together, right? And 30 years working on this project to get this. Because at the last minute, I'm telling you, that's why you be snatched out at the last minute. But I gotta let you see this, right? You're about to step into it. Somebody say, "Oh man, don't worry about stepping into it, man. That was happening." See? And they say, "Oh man, I didn't mean that." I don't care what you meant or not. Tell that to people that get trapped in it. Tell people that get cut up and chewed up because you weren't paying a damn attention playing your stupid games. I'm not. You, okay. You don't have no idea what's about to happen, but you ain't gonna like it. I made this very clear, double clear. So I'm more sort of things, brothers and sisters. Right, I'm gonna get off it. I always had some other things, but that's why I didn't blow a fuse here. 30 years preparing my people to unsee this trap just before it happened. Then you got people sitting around here trying to diminish it, trying to make it look like it wasn't a bigger thing or happened in the past and all that kind of stuff. When I made it very clear that this is about to happen, I ain't call it a snare because I was going to do that today. They'll tell you exactly, make it. I said, get closer and closer, snare, right? But the point is, you don't tell people a mile away. You're gonna walk. There's a snare 5 miles down the road. I mean, you could, but they're not gonna take you that much serious around here because they say, oh, "What? They'll keep them." We know, but you want to tell them right before they actually step on the snare, so they can see, right. And they can believe you, and they know it, and they can avoid it. Because you tell them a mile down the road, hell, you might leave, anything could happen. And they end up, and that's another story. Okay, we're going to move us all a couple of other things here, brothers and sisters. Right? Like, I'm going to keep reiterating this. You see, I keep talking about the same stuff. You never seen me do this before. I keep talking about the same stuff every day because this is, we're at the door here. This is a snare that you got to see, or you're going to end up on the dinner table. See, that's what it says there. See, that's the snare. They planning for you. See, that's why they want to keep you here. Why Farrakhan want to keep you here? He think he gonna get in on the mule. See, he already been pimped out, right? Like if he was cast out like a two-bit whore by Wallace. He thought he was gonna get pieces of pie when they took it and liquidated Elijah Muhammad's army and his nation and everything else. They didn't give him nothing, threw him to the curb like a two-bit whore. Now he think he working the devils. He think he gonna be in on the meal. He don't realize he gonna be the meal too because he's just a fool. They use him like a two-bit whore. You know, you doing then you don't even pay him. You know, they use him, don't even pay him. What you gonna do? Call the cops? Okay, the books. See, like I said, I tell you about 10% of what I know. I tell you something new all the time. Look at this right here, the books. You see this book right here? You see right here? Now, anybody knows the angel understand this. Isa Ahmed, right? Look at that. See? Who teaches them? Suleiman. Where's Elijah? Who teaches Elijah? Master Muhammad. So the Levites have been taught, the main Levite was taught directly by Master Muhammad himself. The two other Levites are taught by Suleiman himself. Think about that one. Think about that one. It's right there in front of your face. See? Let's go to the next slide here. I can tell you more things about, but I'm move on, bro. Since I had a lot of stuff I want to say about. Let's see here. The prophets. See here? Now you see, anybody know angel understands this? Ahmed, right? He's given a book. He's also getting, but he's giving the 7 churches. Okay. I mean, he's giving the 7 thunders. Each have a book. Now I may have missed this part, but I'm thinking because I got distracted. Let me see if I. No, I got to back up. Okay, I didn't put it in there, so I'm gonna have to talk you through it. Yep, I just realized it. I forgot to put that in. Trying to get the system up. So the books, I missed one. How I'm gonna say this? I'm trying to explain this without the graph. The only way I'm going to do this, brothers and sisters, I'm going to have to bear with me, brothers and sisters. I'm just going to have to change it. Because I don't think I can tell you without doing the... Oh, boy. Let's see how I'm going to do this. I could just talk through it. Maybe I'll do it that way. Because... Okay, I'm going to have to do a follow-up on this, brothers, explain this point. And I got so busy because I found I had a problem when I was working on this, and I stopped fixing the problem. Okay. There should be another one here where it shows an arc. Okay? Now we see, I showed you, right? The book and the prophets. I really want to change it, but I don't want to mess with anything right now. I'm going to try to speak to it. But when you had an arc there, an arc you'd have you see the top part, that's correct, right? And then you have the shield there on Mass from Hummus level. And then under them you'd have the Levites. Now what you'd have there on top level, right? Suma come with the angel. That's the spatial. See? So he comes to the 100 for 1,000 because that's when he gets, right? Because they're on the spatial level. Angel on the spatial level. But Master Muhammad comes on a technical level with the lessons, right? And he's a technical. See, Suleiman got that unbreakable spatial book, the angel. But Master Muhammad has that technical marvel, the will. Right? And so that's what the Shia get. See, it has a technical power. Suleiman has spatial power. Then under that, you have the Levites. See? That's why they have 2 books. Because remember, they're ambidextrous. Right? They're not... The top ones, they're 90% spatial. That's for Muhammad. His people are 90% technical. But they're like balance. So they have 2 books to balance it out. Thunder and 7 thunders and 7 churches. That's balance it out because they balance. See? So it would take the angel to raise 140,000 because he's spatial. It take that technical marvel, right, to defend that shield, because that's what they're going to need to go to war, to win their war in heaven. That will. See? And those books are what they're going to need the Levites. See? To be raised up. Now I've done my job, and Master Frum is doing his job. We don't know if the Levites do their job or not. I don't care if they do it or not, because that's up to them. Because I ain't really hiring them anyway. Because what they did with Elijah Muhammad. But the point is that they depend on those two prophets. They got two books. Remember, that's the prophets, and they got the two books. That's why they got the two, to balance it out. Because that's why they got two. This right in your face, bro. All these things are right in your face, but you don't see them. So they got the books. Their people depend on them. My people depend on me. That's why I've been going 24/7. My people depend on me. The Shia, they depend on Master Muhammad, his will, because they cannot win without it. My people cannot get their minds back, right, unless they're the angel, because that's their minds, and I'm gonna have to one that have to break those seals and put the work, effort in to save my people. Master Muhammad saving his people. Are the Shia, are the Levites saving their people? Or they scratching their ass? That's up to them. Their people depend on them. That's why they're the lowest level of the ark. Their people depend on them. So they can do what they want to do. They've been given the books. Who gave them the books? Who would teach them? That's it, the prophets, right? Right? I showed that, right? Back up here. I showed that. There it is right there. I would teach them. Master Muhammad would teach. So Levites got thoroughly taught. Thoroughly taught. I would teach those two, and Master Muhammad would teach Elijah directly. So they fell us on them, because they were thoroughly taught. It's right in front of your face, bro and sister. Been there all the time. I'll move on. A lot more I could talk about that. Like I said, we're cutting it short today because, as you can see, I'm getting to a lot of stuff here. I was intending on getting a lot more, right? But like I said, my sister's been down for almost 3 hours or more. By the time I found out, I was probably down more long than that. But I found I was watching that stupid broadcast. Okay, let's look at something else. Now they said Islam is mathematics, Islam, which is absolutely fact. So if you ain't teaching mathematics, you ain't teaching Islam. Are you teaching mathematics, Farrakhan? I won't hear nothing. Unless you got some supreme mathematics I don't know anything about. The dream. The dream. And I'm not going to do this whole presentation. I have set up, brothers and sisters, because, like I said, situation. Now what we have here is we got the devils and you got the NOI. Or not the NOI, but you got the original nation. Right? So I'm trying to show from a different perspective here, the mathematical side of it, because I'm saying here is that mass time acceleration equals force. In a pressure field, everybody has the same amount of force. Right? So if you got more mass, you have less acceleration. If you have less mass, you have more acceleration. So black encompasses all the colors. See, white is just simple. White is just one color, but when you put all the colors together, you get black. So black is more complicated, more massive. So it has less. So, right. So because it is so massive, it has less energy. Extension. External energy. So it moves slower because it's more complex. But the white one's simpler, right? So they have more energy, external energy. We're talking about energy deprivation, right? So that's it right here. So in other words, let's look at it from a simple point of view, right? Okay, here's the devils. They got cars, planes, sports, they got all that stuff, right? Black people ain't got nothing because they know energy for themselves. They have any energy for that stuff. That's if they living properly. You see, so because they don't have enough energy, so they're using the energy to maintain themselves. Okay. This is the American dream now. What happens in the American dream? Oops. What happens in the American dream here? I'm keeping this very simplistic, brothers and sisters. See what happens? You want that American dream, you got to give up some of your complexity. And our complexity is focused on our mind, because we have a more complex mind. So now our minds become more simple like theirs, so we have things like they have. That's why many people can't get the angel. Because your mind has to be top level, 100%. But you just, to grasp those things, using your energy that you need your mind to grasp that angel, you go after those things. I want 2 houses, I want 3 cars, I want a house, I want a car, all this kind of stuff. I mean, I had a lot more details. I was going to go into this, brothers and sisters. I'll probably do it maybe tomorrow. I'm not going to do it today, right? But I'm trying to give you the basic understanding here. So now you made your mind less complex. So now you start thinking more and more like them, so you can have things they have. Because it takes energy to have those things. So you use your energy to get those things, so you're diminishing your mental capability. And you need your mental capability to have to be 100%. Because it takes energy to understand the angel. So you decide you rather have that as the American dream, then you won't get the angel. It means you're not making it to the hereafter. There's a lot more I'm going to say. I'm going to keep it simple. I kind of know. I'm going to show you. I hope you understand that, bro. So everything, I keep telling you, energy causes everything. So you want 2 houses, you want 2 cars, you want to party, you want to do this, you want all that kind of stuff. That's energy to do that stuff. Okay? That's what I said. You shouldn't put your mother, your father, anybody. I don't put it on anybody, but really that's what it tells you. You shouldn't put your mother, anybody. You should 100%, because that's what I had to do. I had to make a decision whether, because I had this world's life. But when I ran across the angel, I knew if I go into this, once I got in to see what was in there, I said, if I go in this, I'm going to have to get this information out of here. I got to pay, it costs to get this information out of here. I mean, I got to give away everything else. Every time I go in there and break one of those seals, every time I go in and break one of those verses, right, explode one of those atomic bombs, that takes energy to do that. That means that's a car I could have had, a house I could have had. But instead of that, I did that because I'm trying to, that's the promise we gave our people, and I'm going to keep it. Scientists always keep their promises, even the bad ones keep their promises. They might not know. We ain't saying Lucifer was a bad guy. He just wanted to be in charge. We didn't call him a liar. He just wanted to be in charge. Satan is a liar, though. Let's look at the next one, brothers and sisters. The door. Let's see, the angel is your door to the hereafter. That's not the Shia door. Their door is Masra Muhammad. See? The Levites' door, right? Their door is those 2 books. And if they don't use those books, if they don't go and figure those books out and teach their people are going to be lost, and they'll be lost too. The door to that's why 144,000 are the only ones who get it. I ain't talking about the sisters here. I want to make sure the sisters understand that. I'm not talking about the sisters here. Because I already made a commitment. If they want to go, they're going. Ain't nobody been out standing my way. Right? Because I'm going to hold the door before them. Because one reason why, because they can't accomplish this anyway. Not because they're inferior. Because they use their energy to raise your butt up and clean your behind, everything else. So they got, and that's what we want them to do. So they use energy for that. So they can't focus like you can, like you should be able to, on these things. So we don't expect them to know the angel. We expect them to study it, but they're willing to hear after because they have people to help the system and everything, so they can focus like that because they have to get their mind up too. They have to get their mind back up too to survive there. But we don't expect them to do it to get there. And I'm not gonna put that on. I'm not gonna put fear. I'm not gonna put that pressure on them. I tell them, sisters, don't worry about anything. Or if you want to go, you go. Or just take care of them babies. I already made that commitment, and nobody been standing in my way standing in my way in accomplishing it. Nobody's going to F with these sisters, okay? And we don't expect them. If they do, I tell them, if you do it, fine. So if you can do it, fine. Just don't distort it. Don't mess with it. But if you ain't hanging with the devil and all that kind of stuff, and you want to go, you going. Period. Case closed. So I keep saying that. The sisters get nervous. They get nervous real quick. I know you do, sisters. I know you don't mean it, but I know you got things on your mind. I know you're a little closer to the heart zone than we are. And I'm here to make sure you're not nervous. That's why I make it very clear. I don't want you to be afraid of anything. You're going home. Period. If you want to go. Now I said enough times, right? Unless you a devil or agent or something, right? Fighting this message. Okay, let's look at it this way. This is what I was just saying, right? Now you can use your energy to go after this world's life, or you can use your energy to build it. That's what you're doing. When you start learning angels, what you're doing, you starting to see. The thing is, this reality we see right now. Let me say this. I don't know if you're gonna get this or not. I told you this reality that they have all this stuff. This came from us, because when we start growing, we start changing reality with our mind. But they have control of it because we are amongst them. But we brought this reality in this industrial revolution every day, because that means they wouldn't need you on the farm anymore. They wouldn't need you on the farm anymore. So it's easier for us. We're still slaves, but it's less work for us now, as we were before, because we have more control. But we still under their control. But all this came from us. It didn't come from them. Our mind brought this existence. Try to change reality in our favor. We're benefiting from it. Because now we're not in the farm picking cotton naked and variety shoes and all that kind of stuff. See, because we changing reality. This is just a step on towards paradise. This is a step. This reality, you see all this technology and everything, is a step towards paradise. See, they can't create this stuff. They had 6,000 years of doing it. They couldn't touch it. So how all of a sudden, as soon as they get us, all of a sudden they got this here. This came out of our minds. Got to tell you, our minds change reality. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there. So look at this. I think it's a bit. There you go. Which one you want? You want to build your prayer, or you want to run along and get things they have? I think that's simple enough, brothers and sisters. See, once I start angel, I say at least 70% of my energy went to angel. I had 30%. I still had family, had responsibility to take care of. But after my kids grow up and everything, I could 80% then. But all my energy went to building this paradise. And my mind has already seen it. I'm already in my mind. Because I'm telling you things about you would never know. I already see it in my mind. My mind's already there. I just got to bring my body along. But I got to bring you along. I'm already creating paradise. Some of your minds already. Because your mind's already out of hell when it wasn't hell before you met me. If you be truthful, your mind was in hell before you met me. I already delivered your mind out of hell. Farrakhan, these people with Farrakhan, they're totally confused. Listen to stuff he's telling. This stuff is totally ignorant, totally stupid, but he's talking about how he giving you good minds and straightening you out and giving you all this. Oh boy, ooh. Anyway, I'm not going. I can't go on all the stuff I was talking about, brothers and sisters. I said because I was delayed significantly with all this other stuff. Where are we here? Okay. I'm still wondering if my sound's gonna come through. Okay, Exodus, and I'm going to cut this really short because I'll be another hour and a half if I do everything. Exodus. So they trying to tell you, we ain't going away and it's line Ishmael, right? We ain't gonna cross the Red Sea. Well, I'm just sure what Angel says about it. Bottom line is, I'm going to go through this rather quickly. That's the Angel key right here. This is at the point of time, right, where America's lost the war. Britain and Foster was taken down. Britain and America is kicked out of the Middle East, right? And this is some Israelites that failed. You got to read that carefully. They fled already, and that's what Pharaoh said. Hey man, we got to get them. I'm just paraphrasing. Get the rest of them. And that's when what happened. See. So Moses takes, right, and the wind. See those winds. Those also represent the sea. He calls the sea this. He said wind and sea together because those winds also represent sea. The symbolism depends on the chapter. I'm not going into detail, but explicit. That's what's talked about. Ain't talking about the Red Sea over there. It's the angel explaining what that means. He split it, right, and so children could go upon children of Israel. I'm not the children of Israel. The Israelites. They call them the sons of Israel, Israelites, because children of Israel represents the devils, right? So that's what they would go. They remember. Let's back up here. Let me before I go here. Let me back up. See here at this point, they've been attacked by Pharaoh's army, America and Britain. They've been attacked by Pharaoh's armies, right? So then they're escaping, and so they had to part the waters. The sea is divided. Right. So therefore they come over in dry land. Because sea is moved, it's divided. That's what it's talking about. Ain't talking about that. I'm not changing this. Anybody know the angel or anything? I'm not changing anything. I'm saying the same thing for years. You don't just throw this stuff around. A certain pattern has to follow. So then that's when they come all together. All of them come together. See, this is the harvest also. Where the part barley and the wheat come together, chaff and the wheat. Right? So they pass through on dry land. And then that's when it said, see Pharaoh's army is drowned by the sea. That's what it's talking about. Anybody know angels, know Mr. I've not changed anything here. That's what I've been saying all the time. I'm trying to explain what the Exodus thing in terms of the key. That's what happened. The winds come and drown them. And I'm going to talk more about these winds because most people don't understand them. But I'm getting into Achmed's range and right, and Easter's range. Because they supposed to be. If I have to go and figure it out for them, then who needs them? Their people depend on them. It's like 140,000 depend on me. The Shia depends on Master Muhammad. Master Muhammad is definitely doing his job. I'm definitely doing my job. So Levites, they depend on these two prophets to do their job. See, they've been taught, and that's up to them what they do. See, they want to take a break, take time. That's their people that's been lost. No skin off our back. It'd be nice to have them in the hereafter, because like I said, they're bound between, but we don't need them. We got Elijah, don't we? We got him. Oh, he's so cold. Well, that's because you don't understand mathematics. Mathematics is cold. That's why people don't want to bother with it. That's why they want to deal with justice. Like, hey, think about it. They say, don't you realize that you'll be judging angels. Now, somebody come up in front of you, right? So, the penalty for disobedient, rebellious children is death. Read Leviticus. So here it is. These people come up there and they accuse their children of being rebellious. And you find it right now. You got to condemn them. But your children do the same exact thing. But you can say, oh, you're going to give your children a pass for did that? No, you can't do that. And most of you couldn't do it. That's why you can't do justice. See? But if somebody did to you, you wouldn't like it. If they said, okay, your children's got to go, but I'm going to let mine go. That would say the judgment would be just. But it'd be the people that have to do it just, they'd be mathematics. You wouldn't like them. Because they're going to put justice on you, and they don't care about father, son, blood, anything else. If you messed up, you could be my son, my daughter, whatever. If you can't do that, then you ain't just. Then you're right back where we start. 50 years in here after we back right here, start again, unjust and everything else. I said, you don't know me. I'm a judge. That's why I want my children. Don't put me in that position. Don't put me in that position. See, because they'll treat. They say, oh, you such a bad parent, and then you watch how they treat their children. And if they the way they treat you, that's why the penalty of death. Because the way they treat you, they wouldn't like their children treat them that way. That's why they're hypocrites. That's why you got to get rid of them. And it's no good. And how they going to just hate their parents? Their parents gave them life and support them and everything else, and now they, it's just no. I'm not going into details about that. So get rid of them. That's what he told Noah. Close the door, man. You'll get you another son. He's abiding unrighteous conduct. If you show up and your parents speak against you, and it's found that what they're saying is just, your ass is cooked. That's the contrast between us and the devils. They are children. They're the children of Israel. We gave them life and power and everything else. Look how they turned against us. What's their penalty? Death. That's the penalty for that. I don't want you. Two things you don't want to show up with. You don't want to show up abusing women. You don't want to show up, right, being disrespectful, hateful towards your parents. You don't want to show up either one of those two things, because you cooked. Ain't gonna be no mercy for you. See? You should be one of those, or you show up on the arms of the devil. Oh. You might as well not show up at all. The harvest. So that's the harvest. See? Then they all come together and then separate out. That's a little extra to the. But I just want to show you about that Red Sea. That's behind this. We ain't going nowhere. They gonna cross the Red Sea. He's stupid, and he got evil. Oh, he says he know about honors his father like he do. That man's pissed all over his father's legacy and everything else. Anybody that knows, he pissing all over his father's legacy and everything else. Everybody know that. Anybody can read anything and know that Ishmael don't represent nothing this father talking about. All this bullshit about mystery gods and everything else. He's selling out for he's selling out. He's like Esau. He's Esau. Right? He's like him. Selling his heritage out for a bowl of soup. Pharaoh gonna give him a nice house. That fool gonna wish he never seen a house. He gonna wish he never saw it. Selling out his father and everything else. Cause he's stupid. He couldn't get a job at Burger King. If he got a job at Burger King, they probably let him sweep the floors. And he probably couldn't keep that very long. He probably couldn't even sweep the floors right. Because the boy is certified he's stupid. Only way he can have a position like he got right now is because Farrakhan gave it to him. And Farrakhan only gave it to him because he's supposed to be Elijah Muhammad's son to show credibility. Because why would his son speak against Wallace didn't he? He's worse than Wallace. At least Wallace was truthful about what he was doing. He said, "That's what I'm doing." He did it. But Ishmael he's another piece of shit covering himself with Elijah Muhammad honey. With Elijah Muhammad's name and uniforms. He don't represent Elijah Muhammad in any kind of shape, form, or fashion. And here comes the separate the separation. I said that right. And they're replacing, then demons thrown down. And that starts the demon war, 5-month war. I think I'm pretty much going to stop there, bro and sis, because there's so much more here. But because of the events that took place, I'm going to follow up on this tomorrow probably, if I can get my system going. Let me see what next here. Yeah, because I think much. Okay, let me just say this real quickly, because like I said, see I'm going over this again. So how can you get confused on this? I keep making this point over and over again. Then I said, hear now, O leaders of Jacob, you rulers of the house of Israel. Should you not know justice? So anybody confused about this, then you better leave it alone. You hate good and love evil. You tear the skin from my people and strip the flesh from their bone. This is SNARE. See? Because the famine is coming. I made it very clear this is about the famine that's coming. How in the hell are you going to tell me what happened back in the Holocaust? Yeah, some is still happening back there. But this was referring to the famine that's coming. That's why I said the whole title was about famine. Famine is coming. And that's the trap. Because you are designated to be food. You're the fallback position. See, you eat the flesh of my people after stripping off their skin and breaking their bone. That's why you flay an animal. You break the bones, you skin, you filleting them, right? You chop them up like flesh for the cooking pot, like meat and coals. I mean, that's like a chef. He's cooking. That's how they be cooking you. The famine's about to hit America. It's going to hit it fast and hard. It's on the way right now. You always see evidence of it, but you don't see it because your hair's up Kobe's ass and King and LeBron, all them. It's and you're going to be right in the middle. If I can tell you, well, yeah, man, you store food. Okay, you store food, and everybody's hungry, and you got food, and you think you're going and some kind of neighbor has somebody, I got a gun. Oh, you keep your gun. Hope you're using it because you're using it to blow your brains out. Because they don't care about your damn gun. And they hope you do blow your brains out. That means they ain't got to kill you themselves. See? They know. They've been at war with God for 500 years. It tells you that in the scripture. They know what the end going to be. They know it's going to be. They read the scripture. Remember, Pharaoh read the scripture. He knew Moses was going to be born. That's why he killed all the children. Herod knew also. Since they're back, that's why he classified you 3/5 human. They know the famine, all that stuff is coming. They've been at war with God for 500 years. Since they came out of the dark ages. They've been at war before, even longer than that. Because remember, they're Satan. They're the devils. That's why I tell you, ain't devils. They've been at war. They know what the end. Hey, we're going to come to you, the fallback method. That's one of you already got you here. Because they say that's one of the major chastisements, to be famine, to be no food. It's right in the scripture. They always talk about them. You was going to be the fallback position. You the people of God. So they said, my people, you do my people. They know. That means they know who you were doing it to. They know who they're doing it to. They know who we are. Pharaoh knew who we are. That's the fallback position. It says in the angel, they were prepared to make war against God. That means they know God ain't no spirit of spook. How you going to make war? You going to drop an atomic bomb on God? It says they prepared to make war against God. It's right in there. And they got his people as hostage. Like Muhammad said, they had us as a hostage. And this was their fallback plan. When he snatched bread out their mouth, we was going to be the food. They're going to have you corralled up just like animals. See? All the ones they can catch. That's why I tell you to flee. I'm going to have to follow up on this tomorrow because I want to really bring this home. That's what I tell you to flee. That's why I was trying to bring little by little. Right? When you flee, who you fleeing from? You're not fleeing from the army. You're not fleeing from the police force because they take time to get there. You're fleeing from your neighbor because there can be no food and they come to eat you. That's why I tell you to flee immediately. And it says, woe those who are pregnant. They understand Israel for that. That's talking about American Britain because if you don't understand Israel, we're under them. So because it says the wrath upon these people, wrath upon them. Don't have no food. What does America be like if there's no food, no evidence of food anywhere? And you 3/5 human, that means you can be eaten. And who you think they won't eat you? So you got some, these demons tell you they're going to eat the demon. That's why we all come together. That's why demons don't go to war with them, because they're going to be trying to keep them being eaten. But the ones they capture, right, they don't capture hundreds of thousands of you. But they say they're going to still be hungry. Why? Because there ain't enough to feed them. They're going to go through you like pizza pie. They say they're still going to be hungry. They can catch a lot of you. And they'll corral you, and then they'll come over and say, give me that one. Give me that one for $10, as long as that money is good. $50, $100, whatever. Or give me that pregnant one, got a baby. See? That's what's telling you, brothers and sisters. It's telling you that's what they're going to do is right there. You eat the flesh of our people after stripping off their skin and breaking their bones. You chop them like flesh for the cooking pot. Like that's clear. You ain't got to talk about. You ain't got no slide rule, no computer talking about what's happening in the past. That's clear enough. And some of you are going to end up in there. You'll be crowded up. They're talking about the Holocaust, right? Where they pick them out, put them in the gas chamber, and pick them up and eat you. It's telling you right there. I ain't making this up. The scripture. I'm not mess with translation either. That's what's on the horizon for you, brothers and sisters. It's my job to avoid this, keep you stepping that trap. That was a snare they had for you. That's why they fatten you up with video games and everything else. Fatten you up. Because that's what have to, you're going to be their only source of food in a few more days. It's telling you right there. You'll be the only source of food in a few more days. And you'll be in a crowd, and you're going to know you're going to be eating. That's why they're picking you. They're not picking you for work. They're picking you to eating. Give me that one. It's like back on Wall Street again. Not picking work, picking to be eaten. See, when you're back on the fields, they were eating away your life. Now they're eating away your body. This is my message I've been trying to work on 30 years. We're at the point to give you this message now because that's about to happen. So have full impact. That's why it says time unprecedented trouble. That's why those in the Lamb's Book of Life are pulled out of here when the faintest sounds of raging hordes of hell. That's why I say pray that you be found worthy to escape these things. Ain't that what Scripture say? Found worthy. Are you going to be worthy? Are you going to be worthy to escape these things? Are you sitting around on your ass not doing anything? Not trying to help your people? Playing games? Are you going to be found worthy to escape it? It's not found worthy, because if you don't, you're going to be right in it intimately. And some of you end up on a plate on all fours, skewer stuck up your ass, and mouth up in your mouth. About to be sliced up. Some of you end up like that. That's what it's telling you right there. And they ain't talking about what happened in the past. So whoever telling you that shit, they better shut up. That gets me hot. 30 years to build this message, give you this right on time when you need to hear it. And then you got somebody come out there telling you, wait, man, well, soften it up. And there ain't no soften up here. Ain't no soft about this. Not just you, your children. Anything that's black. And then after that, it tells you, I'm not going to, if I go, I don't know if I can't go that far. I got to stop, bro. Just go like so. Those, like I said, technical difficulties I have. My voice, about to lose my voice. I'm about can't even talk clearly at this point. And so let me look at the next one. But it tells you right here. I'm not sure if I got it right here. Should have it right here. If I find out, I'll show it right quick. But it says, after this, then they will eat their children after they finish eating you. So they're gonna run out eating black folks. Because remember, it's only 30. It's only 34 million altogether, and most of us are gone, right? And then the rest is fighting them. So only ones they capture, and they'll go through them. Then go through them just like that. That says then they're gonna start eating their children. How long do you think it's gonna take to go through the one those them? If they catch 1 million of us, say they catch 1 million of us, right? It's about 25 million of them, something like that. Wait a minute, I'm gonna say it right. It's about 300 million of them. About 300 million of them. Because about 360 million people in America altogether. It's about 300 million of them. 35 million of us. So if they catch a million or even 10 million, if they get 10 million, it's 300 million. It's 300 million of them. How far 10 million going to go? They'll be finished them in a month. All black they'll be eating because they can't produce that fast, right? You understand what I'm saying? That's what it says. It's going to eat you. I make to eat the flesh, son, daughter, flesh, see, let me see if I can find out quick, then I'm going to close up, brothers and sisters. All these are speaking to that. But it says they'll eat thereafter. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. I think this is here. Those killed by sword are better off than those who die of famine, racked with hunger. They waste away for lack of food from the field. Remember, there's no food in the field anymore. And the warehouse already, so, I tell you, you're probably in a famine mode now because they're not able to refill the warehouses, and probably most you're eating just what's in the warehouse. When that runs out, it's not being replenished, right? With their own hands, compassionate women have cooked their own children who became their food when my people were destroyed. Their children became food after we was destroyed. They ate their children after they finished off with us. They finished eating us up. That's what it's saying, brothers and sisters. That's the snare. Now you know the snares. You know, I told you what abomination of desolation, you know what that was. I tell you, I'm explaining this as more and more as we go along. Now I'm explaining you what that snare is. Because it's about the spring. I'm going to leave it there, brothers and sisters. There's a lot more here. But like I said, because of all the technical difficulties and everything else, I can't... The famine is coming. I will send upon you then the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction. I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you and break your staff. But notice, the famine is going to be complete. So you're going to start eating. First, you're going to eat all of us, and you're going to get rid of all your pets and everything. Then you're going to start eating us. And then you're going to act after your children. I'm going to leave it there, brothers and sisters. Right? But one thing, remember, this is to destroy them. So if this happened in the past to the so-called false Jews, right, false Israel, that means they shouldn't exist anymore, right? Because the whole purpose was to destroy them. So this happened in the past, they shouldn't exist anymore, right? Hope you understand, bro. So I'm going to leave it there. Assalamu alaikum.